Hello, everyone. I am still on a natural high from InfoComm 2020, but I am Alicia Henley here with AVNetwork and D10. Rick Cordovell is here with us. So before we go into what D10 showed at InfoComm, Rick, let's just touch on the value that the D10 company adds to the space by providing full solutions. I think your strategy and approach over the last 2 years has been strategic, and it's been very unique compared to a lot of people in this same kind of UCC space. So, what really separates you from the competition?
Yeah, I think three main things come to mind. Like we're obviously really excited about what we do here at D10, but when we think about the clients that we've been able to help over the last couple of years, the main things that come to mind for me is just one, that ease of setup and
Mm,
overall use. Like
right.
we've really focused with our product team to build solutions that you can take right out of the box, plug in, and you're ready to go within 15 minutes. So not only do we have that very approachable price point, but that ease of implementation is really strong. Secondarily, like the our touch enablement, I think really sets us
Mm,
apart from a lot of the competition. A good chunk of our products within the portfolio all have 10-point capacitive touch, so you can whiteboard, annotate, do a lot of really interesting things with our products that I think just makes that sense of collaboration just so much stronger. And then the third one is we're really focused on being able to operate within existing Zoom Room environments. So
mm.
we have a deep partnership with Zoom. We work with our product roadmap hand in hand with them as they're rolling out new features to make sure that our products support those the best that we can. But we've been rolling out some new products like the ONboard at InfoComm that even if you don't have existing D10 hardware, you could be able to leverage our products within any Zoom room. And that ability to take advantage of that, we think is just going to be further, it's just accepted and adopted within the overall marketplace.
Oh yeah, that's huge. And Zoom rooms were kind of just like bombarded our industry, especially, when COVID started and everybody was trying to set up their offices different or have these hybrid environments. And Zoom rooms kind of came at us full fledged there. So being able to fit your products into any kind of Zoom room automatically sets you apart, in my opinion. Um, but all-in-one solutions is another thing that was a hot topic on the show floor, but has been for quite some years now. And in my in my opinion, it's become kind of a buzzword. But D10 has proven that you can provide a complete solution within the Zoom rooms and everything that you have to offer. So let's talk about a few of the products that you showed at InfoComm. You mentioned a few of them before, but let's go into a brief overview of what you all showed.
Yeah, for sure. So we really purposely built our booth to be solution focused.
Mm,
So thinking about how someone could come into an overall office environment and have that consistent employee experience from the front door to the keyboard. And
right.
so as you entered our booth, you were first interacting with one of our products called the D10 Mate. And we had set that up in kiosk mode. And what kiosk mode allows you to do is two main really interesting things. One is be able to dial a virtual receptionist. So if you have a receptionist that if either want to gain access for employees to the building or you're checking in guests that are there for an in-person meeting, you can just press one button that dials a virtual receptionist, and then that person can let them proceed to those overall next steps. The second use case, which is really cool as well, is called Workspace Reservation, another Zoom feature. So in a lot of offices that are starting to implement their return to work plans, the hoteling or hot desking function is something that a lot of companies are really considering and starting to implement. And so
Yeah.
if you upload your floor plan to the Zoom environment, you can allow the employees to book conference rooms and desks uh, within that overall workspace reservation mode. So they
I see.
select the workspace, they select how many hours they want it for, if it's just for a little bit or for the whole day, and then using the Zoom app on that employee's phone, when they reserve that workstation, they would then go to that space. The Me Pro could be right then and there with a QR code. They
Nice.
scan that QR code, and then that brings up their overall Zoom profile so that all their existing meetings, their settings, all of that is preloaded onto the Me Pro, so they can just start their day and start working right from there. So
Yeah.
we've really structured our booth from that existing experience to then move to some of our other products, like our flagship D7 that comes in both the 55-inch and 75-inch. So being able to utilize such Zoom features as Smart Gallery that frames individual meeting participants that are in person or obviously dialing in remote within their own frame. That was something that we were highlighting there. And then one of the other products that we're super excited about that's going to be launching in the next month is the ONboard. And this is one of those products that I was mentioning earlier where it works within any Zoom room environment, but it's the first purpose-built device to support Zoom's new whiteboard. And
Mhm.
this is something that we see huge potential for, whether it's on the wall or in the cart, being that companion whiteboard within existing rooms or as a standalone device, so that if you're in a huddle space or a focus room and inspiration strikes and you just want to grab an employee and start whiteboarding your overall ideas, or in that companion mode where you've got the folks in the Zoom meeting on the main screen, you can start to annotate on existing documents or start a overall new whiteboard experience. And it has all these great features that Zoom's rolled out, like the ability to do shapes and sticky notes and smart connectors. But one of the cool features of it that I'm excited about is the ability to then pull up that whiteboard experience even after the meeting's end and
Mm.
add further ideas to it, so that, or give feedback to something that had been already submitted within that. So that flexibility I think is really important. So those are three of the big products that we talked about at InfoComm. I could go on and on about all the different use cases
Yeah.
that but those are really the top, my favorite top three. So,
Yeah, I mean, the
yeah.
onboard, you can really take that and put it into a collaborative environment and not just be physical room, but we talking about people can actually collaborate even if they're not in that actual room, correct?
Yeah, yeah. Once that whiteboard is up and running, they can be anywhere as long as they're in that meeting. They can annotate, put their ideas down in real time, and then even if they miss the meeting, yeah, as I was saying, that ability to go back into that whiteboard
Yeah.
and add their ideas or add feedback is key. Because yeah, remember, in my previous roles, you would whiteboard on a physical device, and then or you'd have to take a picture of it and send that picture around. And if people had ideas after the fact, you'd have to recreate that whole thing
Exactly.
into another application. And that ability just to save time and keep that collaboration session going, we think is really compelling.
Time saving is key, I feel it always has been, but more now than ever, it's extremely important. But you mentioned the D10, the Me Pro. This
Hmm.
is a product that I've been looking at for a while, just because it had taken off within this space and everybody was looking for something to use, so it got a lot of hype.
Yeah.
And especially in co-working and shared spaces, this is a tool that can hold up and really perform at a high level, in a variety different of verticals, I should say.
Hmm.
But at InfoComm, you all announced a new development. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. So when we first launched the Me last year, it was obviously right in a point in time where people were looking for more
Yeah.
collaboration solutions for their home office. But in talking to a lot of our clients, one of the realizations that we had was that there were so many use cases for the in-office environment. And now that companies are starting to put their remote work policies into place, we found an opportunity within the existing setup of the Me Pro to launch something that we're calling Inclusive View. So one of the really cool features of the Me Pro is that it has 3 cameras. And so for those spaces like focus rooms or huddle rooms, that would be smaller type of collaboration spaces, that you would frame each of the participants in their own box. But then
Right.
because of the way that the cameras are positioned on the device, it can get them to be framed so it looks like I'm looking at you in the camera, even if I'm actually facing someone across the table in the room. And
Okay.
we know how far eye contact goes into having
Yeah.
a collaborative meeting. And so if you and I were talking and you could only see the side of my face and it didn't look like that I was talking to you, you wouldn't feel as included in the meeting. You wouldn't feel as open to, submitting your ideas. But we want
Right.
to bring everyone to have like a more overall inclusive and productive meeting. And so being able to frame everybody within their own box, but to put them so that they're looking towards that camera, we think is really interesting and is going to go a long way. So yeah, we launched Inclusive View, and it's something that's unique to the Me Pro.
Yeah, I think that's a huge, huge feature because even though a lot of us are communicating virtually like we are right now, we're taught body language is half of the conversation, right? So being able to incorporate that feature and really focus in on body language, making sure you're making eye contact, not looking over here, not looking over there. That's a huge feature that really makes it feel like you're having a real more engaging conversation opposed to, hey, we're talking to two computers. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
like that. And one thing I did see at the show was the D10 Mate. Now, this product is special for a variety of reasons, but in my opinion, again, I think it's because it's more of a like interoperability in regards to not only the D10 Mate, but everything that you all are bringing to the market as far as products. It seems like that's your overall approach as well, especially when it comes to Zoom rooms. So, do
Yeah.
you want to talk a little bit about the Mate? It didn't make it into your top 3, but I think it's something we should highlight.
Yeah, if I like I said, I could go on for hours about all of our
Yeah.
products, but yeah, the Mate's super exciting because similar to the onboard, it has that interoperability aspect as well that you touched on. So
Yeah.
that ability for it to work within any Zoom room is something that we think is really compelling. And then with the use cases into itself, it's great. It's a 10-inch touchscreen display, and it's the only product right now that's certified for both Zoom Rooms for Touch and Zoom Rooms Controller.
Ah,
So you can use it inside the meeting space as your overall Zoom Rooms controller. That can help you invite people to meetings, start the meetings, anything around those lines. But because the Mate is portable as well, you don't have to get up to pass the controls to somebody if they wanted to make a point or
right.
to have any element of control within the overall meeting space. And so we designed it with the meetings in mind. So it's got this great ergonomic design, and it's got this screen flip technology so that
Mm.
regardless of whether you're right-handed or left-handed, that it will orientate to the top of the screen. So you can like turn it one way or the other. So not only is it able to be used as a Zoom Rooms controller, but you could also put it outside the conference room and set it up as a Zoom Room scheduler as well.
Right.
So that is a great overall use case where you could schedule the room for any period of time, invite people to that meeting that you're setting up, and the dock that comes with it can be positioned in several different ways so that the way that you would set it up outside the room might be a little bit different if you're setting up inside the room. So we wanted to provide that flexibility to individuals and companies as well. So
And I love that. You hit a key point, flexibility, because when I saw this product, I was one of those weird end users for many years to where I worked in a multi-purpose facility and I was the end user who was helping the end user, right? Like that AV tech that's keeping things going. And I
yeah,
was like, from a in-house tech perspective, this is extremely valuable because you could be kind of like in another room and get things set up for another meeting that's coming, to be able to have that control right in the palm of your hands and be mobile.
yeah.
That takes it to another level.
Yeah. We
I
think
love
it's a
that.
great overall product, and the fact that it is once again like touch enabled, and if you do own our one of our other products called the Go, when those two products are paired together, the Go and the Mate, there's screen mirroring technology that you can utilize like whiteboarding and those types of things for as well. So you could be touching the Mate and starting to highlight ideas, and it's showing up right on the screen as well. So just another use case that we're working on deploying across more of our products than just to Go. But right now it's just on that one, but just more of a glimpse of what we're working on down the line as well.
Before I let you go, where can the people find you if they want more information on D10 or any of the products mentioned here today?
Yeah. Anyone could go to d10.com to get more information on our website. And then we're on all the major social platforms as well. So you can follow us there and learn more about new product announcements or when we're at great events like InfoComm.